Hi, and welcome back to Wondering Wild. Today is Misunderstood Monday, and we're going to talk all about raccoons. Okay, so the raccoon has the scientific name Procyon lotor, and it's a medium-sized mammal in North America. Now, in the Procyon family, this is the largest member, being about 16 to 28 inches long and weighing from 15 to 20 pounds. Now, that nice gray coat that you see on the raccoon is mostly made of a thick underfur that's going to keep it warm during those really cold months. Now, raccoons have three distinctive features. The first being those human-like hands, the second being that beautiful mask upon its face, and then finally the third, that ringed tail. Those distinguishing marks are so indicative of this species that they're actually present in many of Native American cultures, myths, and legends. In all reality, the word raccoon was actually adapted and put into the English language by those members of the Virginia colony who had dealings with the Powhatan Indians. Most notably, the word was actually recorded by Captain John Smith. And yes, that's the Captain John Smith that you're thinking of. Now, the word actually comes from another word in this language that means one who rubs, scrubs, and scratches with its hands. So most things that revolve around raccoons, most legends and myths, revolve around the fact that they use their hands to do virtually everything. However, their hands don't actually have opposable thumbs like us. Therefore, they don't have the agility and dexterity of a primate. However, they do make up for this with something really cool. Now, raccoons have hypersensitive hands, or paws, we'll call them. And this means that basically they can feel a very wide range of things just through their paw pads. Now, these paw pads actually have a very thin, horny covering to protect them. And when it gets wet, this actually becomes pliable, which means that raccoons can feel well not only in... I'm talking about raccoons. That means that raccoons can not only feel well in very dry environments, but also well underwater or in wet environments. And speaking of water, raccoons do something very interesting, and it's one reason some cultures call them the washer. Basically, when a raccoon chooses its food, it washes it. Now, not in the way that we wash things to get them clean, but basically it puts it under the water and it uses its hand to remove the parts that it doesn't want. And in reality, it's cleaning its food or just picking the parts that it wants and using the water to help it do that. Something else kind of unique about raccoons is that they're virtually colorblind. They can see hardly any color. Now, they can see very well in green light situations, and this is mostly because raccoons are nocturnal. So at night when it's dark, color kind of becomes unimportant. You can't see it that well. So why would that raccoon need to be able to see colors? Raccoons are also noted for their intelligence, and this kind of adds to some of the misunderstood part of a raccoon. So raccoons are often very adaptable, and they can be found in urban environments. And when they're in cities or neighborhoods, they have this very good talent of getting into people's trash, which people, seemingly enough, don't like. And that's why they're considered a pest species. But raccoons are brilliant, so you can try just about anything to keep them out of your trash, and they're going to find a way around it. Even in campsites, on islands, and in the woods up in the mountains, they have to build special containers for you to put your food and trash in at night that is locked tight just so the raccoons can't get to them. And that doesn't mean they sometimes don't still succeed in getting to the things they want. Raccoons are so intelligent that they are actually able to remember the solution to a problem that they have been taught for up to 3 years. Now, I don't know about you, but when I was in school, I couldn't even remember how to solve a math problem I learned the day before. Like I said, raccoons are actually readily found in urban environments. Now, originally, a raccoon's main habitat was deciduous and mixed deciduous forests. However, they're super adaptable and they're very good at making the best of whatever situation they find themselves in. So you'll find raccoons in mountainous regions and seaside marshes and in cities and neighborhoods. And for this reason, raccoons are found just about anywhere in North America and have been introduced into other countries such as China and Japan. Now, when raccoons breed, they have a gestation of about 65 days, and they're going to have anywhere from 2 to 5 young, which are called kits, short for kittens. Now, these kits are raised by the mother until they are released and kind of disperse away from one another in the late fall. Now, though captive raccoons have been known to live up to 20 years, in the wild, they're more than likely going to live anywhere from 2 to 3 years. And the main causes of death for raccoons are 1, hunting, and 2, vehicle collisions. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, so to speak. Raccoons are one of the main carriers of rabies. Now, you can never be positive whether or not an animal has rabies, but if you see a raccoon, or any animal for that matter, that looks very sickly, it has poor motor skills, not able to move around gracefully somewhat, and is extremely aggressive, you can be pretty sure that there's something wrong with the animal, and so you should contact your local agencies such as Animal Control or the Department of Natural Resources. Now the problem is, raccoons don't just carry rabies, even though that's your most widely known disease. Raccoons are actually a wealth of diseases, we'll say. They can carry anything from distemper, which they can give to your pets if they're not properly vaccinated, leptospirosis, which they can also give to your pets if they're not properly vaccinated, listeriosis, tetanus, and tularemia. Now, one of the most important one of these diseases that a raccoon can carry is roundworm. And the reason that's important is because not only can it give it to your pets, it can give it to you through your pets. Interesting, right? Now, the reservoir for roundworm with raccoons is actually their feces. And so that means that if you ever see scat, we've talked about this before, and you're not sure who it came from, you definitely shouldn't mess with it because you never know what diseases it could be carrying. I hope you enjoyed learning all about the raccoon here today on Misunderstood Monday. As always, if you have comments, suggestions, questions, put them down in the comments below. My sources are also found in the description box below. And as always, stay wild and never stop wondering.